Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. Today I'm here to do my BookTubeAthon TBR, and we're gonna make this super snappy because it is actually 87 degrees in here and I would really like to put the air conditioning back on. The BookTubeAthon is of course the brainchild of the lovely Ariel Bazette. She's been running it for several years now, and you guys know that this is one of my favorite readathons that is out there in the community. I just really genuinely love how involved the community gets. It really makes you feel like you're part of something bigger, and yeah, it just kind of makes me really happy and proud, I guess, to be a bookish internet person. As usual, Ariel has dreamt up a bunch of fun challenges to help inspire our TBRs, but I'm going to be a little bit more picky with the challenges this year than I normally am. I think I'm only attempting to do 4, not attempting all 7. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it before I melt away. We're gonna come back to the first challenge at the end, and trust me, that will make sense when we get to it. But the second challenge is to read a book about something you've always wanted to do. And I'm interpreting this fairly loosely because my pick for this challenge is The Thousand Autumns of Jakob de Zoet by David Mitchell. Now, 2 things. First of all, I picked this for this challenge because I've always really wanted to go to Japan, and at like the most baseline level, this book is about a Western dude who goes to Japan. Now obviously there's a lot more going on here than that, because it's 1, a David Mitchell novel, but 2, it's historical fiction about a Western guy encountering the East for the first time. That's how I'm pitching it in order to fit it into this challenge. The second thing I want to mention is, yes, I realize that this is a terrible readathon pick because it's like almost 500 pages, and I'm not the fastest reader, but I'm also really bad at sticking to TBRs, and this year in particular I've really not been assigning myself any reading, so I'm afraid that unless I fill this TBR full of books that I'm actually really craving right now, I won't actually read any of them. So I realize that I will not be finishing this during the readathon, but I would at least like to make a little bit of headway into it. Challenge number 3 is to read a book and then watch its movie adaptation, and for that I picked Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer. The movie adaptation for this came out either at the beginning of this year or late last year. It was of course starring the lovely Natalie Portman, and I'm actually really annoyed that I didn't go see it while it was in theaters, because I'm sure that would be a great movie to see like on the big screen. I honestly don't really know too much about the story, but I do know that this is the first book that my brother has read for fun in I can't think how long, in years, and this is actually his copy. He was kind enough to lend it to me. Basically he forced it into my hands and said, read this so we can talk about it. So that is what I'm going to do. Hopefully I can get my hands on the movie adaptation of this, but if I can't, I will at least be completing half of that challenge, right? Does that still count? Challenge number 4 is to read a book with green on the cover, and so I decided to go with this one, which is Families Among Us, Stories by Blake Kimsey. Now, first of all, this is an absolutely gorgeous cover. This was actually sent to me for review by the publisher Black Lawrence Press like a year ago, so I really should have read this before now, but I think this is probably my only readathon size appropriate book. That was a weird pause there. A readathon size appropriate book, because look, it's really freaking tiny. This is a short story chapbook, so the short stories in here are really short. For example, the last story in here is literally, let's see, 1 page, 2 pages. So I think this will be a good readathon book. I think at the very least I will read this one during the readathon. I think that's pretty safe to say. This is also going to be my book for challenge number 5, which is to read a book wearing the same hat the whole time. I thought this would be good for 5 because it is really short, and so I'll just, you know, stick this on for like half an hour and then boom, I'll be done with the book. But yeah, this is the hat I'm going to be reading. This is my SF Giants hat, and I think I'm just going to leave this on, though I might turn it around because, oh, flatten me out, giving me some hat hair. And then I have 2 other books that don't fit any of the challenges, but that I just wanted to throw on the TBR anyways because I'm in the mood for them right now, and the first one of those is The Housekeeper and the Professor by Yoko Ogawa. Now if you watched my last video, which was my 5-star reads predictions, this and the David Mitchell book were both featured in that video, so needless to say, just pulling them off my shelves and talking about them made me really want to pick them up, so that is why I'm throwing this one on here. And this one's actually a lot shorter than it looks. It's only like 180, I think, 180 pages. Yeah, so if I do get to this, I think this could be doable. I'm never quite sure. And the last book on my TBR is an audiobook so that I can continue participating in the readathon while also at work, and that book is The World as It Is by Ben Rhodes. Now, if you are all interested in political memoirs, this book is literally everywhere right now. It came out last month, I believe, and I don't know how many interviews he had scheduled, but Ben Rhodes was everywhere. He has a very, very, very good agent and or publicist. Ben Rhodes was a staffer in the Obama White House, and based on what I've heard in the various interviews I've listened to, this will be an absolutely fascinating book. I'm really, really looking forward to it, and honestly, this is gonna be the hardest book to wait to pick up until the BookTubeAthon starts, because I'm filming this like a week ahead of time. So if I can control myself and hold off until the readathon starts on this one, I will be very impressed. And now we're going to go back to challenge number 1, which is to let a coin toss decide what book you're going to start off the readathon with. So for the purposes of the coin toss, I'm going to set these two aside. I feel like I can pick these up at any time, but I have decided to choose between these two because these are the ones that I'm like most interested in at the moment. I think because this actually has a person on it, I'm gonna make this heads and this is gonna be tails, and because, not because I'm trying to be fancy, but because I literally could not find a quarter, I'm gonna be using a gold dollar that I have saved over from my lycée money from last year. This year? Let's go ahead and see if I can figure out how to, I can never do these. Okay, ready? We're gonna, oh, that was a fail, I dropped it. Hang on. Okay, Mr. Jefferson, so it was heads, which means that I'm gonna be starting off the readathon by reading Annihilation. I am very, very excited about this. Honestly, aside from my brother, I was talking to Nicole of the Bookstagram account of Books and Trees, and she like was powering through the series. I think she finished it in like a week or so, and said she definitely really liked it. So really looking forward to getting to this, and can't wait to see what I think about it. All right, I'm gonna wrap things up because I literally feel like my brain is melting, but thank you guys so much for watching. If you are participating in the BookTubeAthon, let me know down below and let me know what book on your TBR you are going to be starting off with. So let me know, I guess, what book won your coin toss. And of course, I will be providing all of the BookTubeAthon links down below, so be sure to check out the description box. But otherwise, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're staying cool. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you next time. Bye!